Namaste, welcome. It's Jackie. We're going to do a little bit of yoga practice together. So it's a Thursday morning here and it's a little bit chilly. Got a little dusting of snow. So we're going to start with some standing movements to get the blood moving and the body warmed up. So we're going to begin standing, and go ahead and put your yoga mat out if you have something that would be helpful for you to pad your knees or to put behind your head when we get to the part where we lie down. Get that. If you'd like to close the door of the room that you're in, turn off your devices. We'll be together for the next 30 or 40 minutes. So we'll start by doing some swinging, super good movement to get things moving. So I'm going to step my feet out about shoulder width apart, and I'm going to start to let my arms gently swing so that the hands wrap around and tap the back right under the lower ribs and the back on that kidney area. I'm going to kind of tap the kidneys. And I'm going to see if I can let my head and my eyes turn. So if you look toward the floor behind you or at the wall behind you, it'll help you get some movement in your neck. You feel the thoracic spine, your rib cage moving and turning, and then the back heel can rock up off the floor. You get a little movement in your hips. Super nice movement. You can do this in the morning. You can do this after you've been sitting. You can do this after you've been driving. It's a nice way to get things moving. So we're going to continue with this movement a little bit, and we're going to add another tap. So the hand that's wrapping around the back is going to continue to tap that kidney. The hand that's coming to the front, we're going to bring it right under the collarbone and tap. You can make just a little cup with your hand, and this is a lung meridian. These are acupressure points in Chinese medicine. So you can do a little tap on the lung meridian in the front, little tap on the kidney meridian in the back. Things are nice to get stimulate the immune system. Just nice, gentle tapping. It also feels kind of good. And so we'll do a few more. And then give everything a little jiggle. Just kind of shake off the morning or shake off the day from wherever you are. And then come to stand on your feet in mountain pose. In this pose, we want to feel the support of the legs. If you bring your hands to your hips, and you might gaze down at your feet and make sure you've lined your joints up, you can feel the steadiness of your legs, the firmness of the base of your mountain. This is mountain pose. And then from where your hands are up, try to feel that lengthening. So the chest lifts, the shoulders draw back, even the back of the head draws back. And perhaps letting your arms soften down so your shoulders are soft, and feel that steady mountain pose. And we're going to do this little movement called moving mountain. And in this movement, we're going to coordinate our movement with our breathing. So please inhale through your nose, let your arms float up to shoulder height. And as your arms float up, let your heels also lift up off the floor. And on the exhale, we're going to let everything float back down. So the arms are going to come down, heels are going to come down. Do that again. Inhale and just lift your heels. You're going to feel a little quivering in your legs. Exhale down. Now this time we're going to take the arms all the way up over the head. Of course, the heels are still lifting up off of the floor here. And then exhale, bring everything down. Just coordinating with your breath. So see if your heels can touch the floor when your hands touch your legs. Do that again. So the arms have a pretty far distance to travel. Your heels are not going very far, so the arms are moving a little faster than the heels. Okay, this time we're going to take the right arm all the way up and the left arm halfway up. Makes your brain work a little bit. As you begin the exhale, start to let the top arm lower down, and when the two arms are parallel, let them come down together. And then do the other side. So left arm all the way up, right arm halfway up. And then as you start to lower, belly draws in, the top arm will lower. When they're even, let them float down together. Okay, and then we're going to do like a 3-breath sequence where we keep the heels off the floor. So please inhale both arms all the way up. And on the exhale, we're going to lower the heels halfway down and one arm halfway down. And then on the inhale, lift your heels and that arm back up. And then exhale down the other arm, and breathe as slowly as you're comfortable. You can, coordinate with your own breath. Inhale up, maybe a little pause at the top of the inhale here. And then exhale, both arms halfway down, heels halfway down. Should feel a little quivering in your legs. Inhale, lift back up. Good. Exhale all the way down. Let everything touch at the same time. And then kind of shake that off. You may feel a little bit energized. You may feel like you got a little blood flow in your quadriceps. Maybe your heart rate went up a little bit. So we're going to continue to wake up our legs, warm things up a bit. We're going to do the next pose, is chair pose. So we're going to sink down into the chair. When you do this movement, you want your hips to go back so that your knees don't go forward. And a helpful tool, if you have one, is a yoga block. So if you happen to have one, you can put it right in between the legs here, upper legs, and you firm your nice strong leg muscles toward that block. And then we're going to inhale down into our seat. We're going to, for the first couple of repetitions, keep the hands on the hips. So starting in your tall mountain pose, inhale. As you exhale, hug your belly in as you sink down into your chair. And kind of check out your knees, your hips today. Inhale, push through your feet to lift back up to standing. Feel that length of your spine as you rise up. Do that again. You just want to see what range of movement feels good for you. Push through your feet, inhale up. Okay, we're going to add some arm movements. So as you exhale down this time, let both arms go to the height of your shoulders, right at the horizon. As you inhale back up, push through your feet, lower your arms back down. Okay, do that again. This time, if it's comfortable for you, lift your arms a little higher, maybe up beside your head. And as you inhale back up to standing, lower your arms back down. Okay, and like we did in the other movement, this time we're going to lift one arm all the way up and the other arm halfway up. As you start the inhale and come up, the top arm can start to lower when they're parallel, bring them down together. And do that again, but switch arms. So the other arm all the way up, one arm halfway up. I'm not telling you which one. And then inhale, you can do either way. Okay, and then we're going to come down into the pose and just move our arms. So start with your hands on your side body, take an in-breath. On your exhale, sink down into your chair some amount you feel like you can hold. And then inhale here, one arm halfway up, one arm all the way up. And just stay in your chair. As you exhale, top arm starts to lower. When they're parallel, they float all the way down together. Move with your breath. Do the other side, so one arm all the way up, one arm halfway up. When you begin the exhale, top arm starts to lower. When they're parallel, bring them down together. Last breath, you can lift both arms either halfway up or all the way up. Stay on your exhale. And on your inhale, push up to standing, and you might lift your arms, maybe even lean back a little bit here. And exhale, come on down. Good. And if you had that yoga block in there or something between your legs, take it out and just let things shake a little bit. You could even swing the legs here, just jiggle. And again, you might feel a little bit warmed up. So come to mountain pose for a moment and just take a few breaths. So you might even close your eyes. Standing tall, feeling your strong legs, your long spine, and just get a sense of how you feel after just those few little movements. And then let your eyes open, and we'll do some lateral bends. So we're going to step the feet out pretty wide. So I'm going to say wider than your shoulders. Just find a comfortable distance. It doesn't have to be your widest stance, but pretty wide. Let your feet face forward. Toes can even turn in slightly. And then thinking about your breath here, inhale your arms halfway up. And on the exhale, we're going to go to the left. The left hand's just going to touch the leg. The right elbow is going to bend and come behind your back. Pull your belly in as you do this. And when you get to the inhale, almost like your breath lifts you up. Let your arms float up to shoulder height. Do that again. Side bend, exhale. Belly in. Right hand behind your back. Inhale back up. Okay, this time we're going to go over and hold that. We'll do something with our right arm. So exhale over, any amount that feels comfortable for you. And while you hold on the inhale, take the right arm from behind your back and open it up toward the sky. And even look up at your hand. And on your exhale, pull your belly in, bend that elbow, tuck it behind your back. Turn your eyes down toward the floor on the left. Do that again. Inhale, open up the right side. Exhale that hand down, look down. On the next one, we're going to stay at the top. So inhale your arm up, and if it's over at the side, that's fine. Hold on the exhale, and see if you can open a little more on the inhale. Push the right heel down, reach the hand up. One more exhale as you hold. One more inhale as you open. And on the exhale, you can just bring that hand down and inhale back up to the center. Wiggle things around a little bit. Notice the two sides. Before we do the other side, we're going to do a half forward fold here. So with the feet still comfortably wide, take your hands to your hips. Inhale. And it's a little bit like our chair pose. We're going to bend the knees almost like a squat, and we're going to let the upper body bow halfway down. You can push your hips back. Push through your feet and inhale back up to standing. Do that one more time. Exhale, bow. And push through your feet. Inhale up to standing. And then we'll do the lateral bend to the right side. So please inhale your arms up shoulder height, almost like your breath lifts your arms up. Exhale over to the right. Let your left arm tuck behind your back. Inhale back up. And again, moving with your breath, so breathe as slowly as you can. It's fine if you're breathing a little slower than me. Exhale over, or a little faster. Inhale back up. Next one will stay over. So exhale over. While you hold on the in-breath, take the left hand from behind your back and open it up. Maybe even look up. While you stay on the exhale, bend that elbow, tuck it behind your back, and this time look down at the floor on the other side. Do that again. Inhale. When you're ready to exhale, bend that elbow, tuck it down, look down. And then we're going to lift and hold. Inhale up. Hold on the exhale. Pull your belly in. When you're ready to inhale, see where you can open a little more. Exhale here. Inhale, open. And then exhale, lower the arm and inhale back up to the center. You can again wiggle your hips and shoulders a little bit. And this time we're going to go a little deeper in our forward fold. So hands on the side body, take an inhale. Now exhale, bow. You could go like we did the first time, just halfway down. But if it's comfortable for you, you can let your hands slide all the way down your legs and your head bow a little bit more. And then on the inhale, slide your hands up to your hips, lift your chest, push through your feet to come up. And we'll do that one more time. So exhale, take a bow. Slide your hands up as you inhale, push through your feet, come on up. Good. Walk your feet in for a moment. Give them a little shake. And again, stand tall. Notice what you feel. So even with just a few minutes of moving your body, coordinating with your breath, you can change how you feel. So take a moment to notice the sensations and any awareness of not just how you feel physically, but how you feel. All right, we're going to do one more pose, the warrior two position. Again, this pose, we step the feet out wide, so maybe even a little wider than the last position. We'll say one leg's distance apart, but whatever's comfortable for you. One little way to make sure your heels are even is to line them up along the back edge of your mat. It's a good little ruler. We're going to turn the right foot out 90 degrees. And as we move in this pose, we're going to be bending the right knee. So take a test bend in that knee. Make sure that the distance that you've chosen feels pretty good for you. Your knee isn't coming out past your heel when it bends. On the exhale, as we extend this leg, we're going to touch the belly, get that hugging and feeling in the abdomen. And like we did in a couple other movements on the in-breath, as you bend the right knee, let your arms float up to shoulder height. You feel your shoulders rising up out of your hips. And as you exhale, we'll extend the leg, and you might bring your hands to your belly to touch. And we'll do that a couple more times. So inhale, bend the knee, arms float up. Maybe you look right this time. Nice long arms. Exhale. And again, inhale. Exhale. Now we're going to hold the pose for just a couple of breaths, and we're going to do one more movement. For these things, this right knee is going to stay bent the whole time. So inhale, bend your knee and open. Hold on your exhale. See how much bend you want to have in that knee. More bend is more challenging. You can come out a little bit if you need to. Inhale. Exhale, soft shoulders. So this inhale, lengthen your arms. And on the exhale, we're going to take the right hand or the right elbow over to that leg, and the raised arm is going to go all the way over our head. And keeping the right knee bent, inhale right back up into the pose. We'll do that 2 more times. So exhale, this lateral bend over. Maybe even look up at the ceiling. You could bend your elbow. Inhale. One more time. Exhale over. Inhale up. And the next time we go over, we're going to stay over there. So the first option is to just put your hand on your leg and your arm. You don't have to go over so far. You want to be able to stay. You could come onto your elbow. You can reach your arm over more. You can bend the right knee more. Take a couple of breaths. When you get to your next inhale, come up. And then please turn both feet forward. And you can adjust the position of your feet if you'd like them a little closer. And we're going to go down into a forward fold. We're going to do like a wide leg downward dog. So bend the knees, come on down, find the floor with your hands. You might even just hold here. You could put the block under your hands and kind of pedal out your legs. And if you like, you can bring your hands forward onto the floor. So in this position, this pose, wide leg downward dog, most of the weight is in the legs. So I can even pick up my hands pretty easily. So the heels are on the floor, the hips are over the heels. Keep a little bend in your knees and take a few breaths. You might inch the fingers forward to feel just a little more lengthening along the back or the sides. You can even let your head just hang here. And then please walk your hands back up underneath your shoulders. Feel free to use that block there. Exhale, bend both knees. Walk your hands to your legs and slowly inhale back up. And for a moment, walk your feet together. So we're going to jiggle and swing for a moment. So you can just shake things out. You can swing a little bit if you like we did at the very beginning. And then come to your mountain pose and take a moment to pause. And notice the sensations in the 2 sides of your body. So we did our warrior pose to one side. We haven't done it to the other side yet. What do you notice? How do you feel? And then open your eyes, and we'll do the whole sequence to the other side. So please step your feet comfortably wide. Again, you can line your heels up along the back edge of your mat to make sure they're even. This will even up your hips as well. And then we're going to turn the left foot out 90 degrees. The back toes, the right foot can turn in just a little bit with that hip to be comfortable. And then a test bend in that left knee. So again, you want your knee over your heel. It can be behind your heel. You just don't want it jutting out over your toes there. When you extend that left leg on the exhale, you can touch your abdomen, get that sense of the belly hugging in. And then here we go with the movement. So as the knee bends on the inhale, let your arms float up to shoulder height and feel your spine, your arms lengthen. And then just exhale, coming out of the pose, let your hands touch your belly. So do that simple movement a couple of times. If you want to turn your head and look left this time, exhale. How smoothly can you coordinate your movement with your breath? So you come into the pose, you take the whole inhale to come into the pose, then the whole exhale to come out of the pose. We're going to hold it for a couple of breaths this time. So inhale, coming into the pose. Hold on your exhale. Maybe the shoulders can soften. The belly draws in. As you hold on the inhale, feel the lengthening in your arms, the lengthening in your spine. And this exhale, just lower your arms. You can unbend the knee for a moment. And then we'll do the lateral bend. And again, we're going to be keeping the bend in the knee. So inhale, bend your knee, come into the pose. On the exhale, we're going to take the left hand or the elbow over and let your other hand go over your head. Inhale back up. So exhale over, belly draws in. And you're keeping the bend in your knee, especially on this inhale when you rise. Again, exhale over. Feel free to just put your hand there, maybe the elbow. Inhale back up. Okay, now we're going to go over and hold the pose. So exhale over any amount. On the inhale, reach a little more. Maybe you bend the knee a little more or less. Exhale. Inhale. What are you noticing as you hold? Try not to grip your toes. One more inhale. One more exhale, and when you get to this inhale, come on up. And again, bring your feet to face the center. You can even turn the toes in slightly. Now we're going to go down into a forward fold again, and we'll do the wide leg downward dog and perhaps another option. So bend your knees and come on down. And again, you're welcome to just put your hands on the block or the floor, and you could just stay here and kind of pedal out the legs. This is a nice way to lengthen the inner thighs, outer ankles. You could come forward into the wide leg, downward dog again. Maybe letting your head hang. Remember, they're keeping the weight in the feet. So the heels are still down. Could bend the knees a little bit and move the hands forward. Wider hands is nice here for the shoulders. So you can widen your hands. And then the last option here, so you could stay here, but the last option is to bring your hands in between your feet so that you get just a little deeper forward fold. You could let your head just drop down toward the floor. Bending the knees here is helpful. Take a breath. Now, this time we're going to, rather than coming up to standing, walk your hands under your shoulders, look up, and carefully make your way down onto the floor. And now we're going to lie down on our back. So please come onto your back, and we'll start to settle down after some of that energizing movement to get the blood flowing. So come onto your back. Draw your knees into your chest, and let's do some movement with our ankles and wrists. So especially the feet after the things we did, lots of standing movements, standing on our toes. You may circle, you may just give your feet a little flutter kick, shake your hands a little bit. And then any little rocking on your low back here that feels good. I'm going to do just a little twisting movement. So if you have a yoga block, you can put it by your right side, or a pillow or a blanket or a cat, something. And we're going to let the arms go out shoulder height, knees up, and so they can either be touching or just parallel. For some people, having the knees touching isn't comfortable, but if you can do it, that's a good way to stabilize things. So take an inhale here, and on the exhale, we're going to sway a little to one side. Inhale to the center. Exhale a little to the other side. Inhale, center. And we'll just do that couple more to each side. If you're feeling particularly strong today, on the exhale, you could draw your knees all the way over and touch your elbow. And on the inhale, you want to come up slowly with the knees together if you can. And if you're only going over a tiny bit, that's okay. Inhale. You want to make sure you're not straining your low back. It should be comfortable for your back, but feels like a little effort. Inhaling to the center. Exhaling over. When you inhale the next time, pause at the center. And here we're going to go to the right and hold for a moment. So you can use that block or something underneath your legs. You want to find a position that you feel like you can hold. And the chest, the front of the chest, the shoulders are pretty even on the floor. You don't want that left arm just hanging out in space. So you can raise your support up so that you can keep your left shoulder on the floor. And draw the knees up closer to your chest if you can. And take some deep breaths here. Now we're twisted and there's a little pressure on the belly, so can you breathe deeply? Maybe let out a sigh. See if you can begin to bring a little more attention to your exhales for this part. On an inhale, carefully come up to the center. Place your feet on the floor and pause. And you can put your support, whatever you got, over to the other side. Draw both knees to your chest. This is a lovely little thing, twist to do in bed. You can prop yourself up with pillows and things. So knees close to the chest, draw your knees to the left. And again, you want that right shoulder, right upper back to be on the floor. So you don't want to go over so far that your shoulder's like hanging out like that. So take some breaths here, longer exhales. You want to draw the knees up closer to the chest. You shouldn't feel pain in your back. You might feel, the sensations in your glutes and the back muscles, but no pain. When you complete your next exhale, let the inhale bring you to the center. Lift the top leg and then the second leg, and then lower your feet to the floor and even up your hips and your shoulders and your neck. And we're going to follow that twisting movement with a few repetitions of the bridge pose. So please place your hands, palms down by your sides. You can even push the elbows down and kind of tuck your shoulder blades together. And on the in-breath, we're going to just push through the heels and lift the hips up. And any amount that you lift is fine here. On the exhale, slowly down. You might think about the spine just lowering down one vertebra at a time. Do that a couple more times. Lift up on your in-breath. Come down on your exhale. You want your neck even, so please don't turn your head as you lift. Now, on this repetition, if you'd like to go up and hold for a few breaths, you can lift up and hold. It's okay if you are just going up and down. It's even fine if you've had enough and you want to just draw your knees into your chest and give yourself a hug. If you're still holding the pose, let the next exhale bring you down. Draw your knees to your chest. Circle your ankles, little rocking. Some people like lifting the chest up here, see what's good for you. Maybe shaking it off again. Shake off your hands, shake off your feet. So lower your feet to the floor. You might enjoy having the feet a bit apart as you rest the legs. Even letting the knees touch here can be nice for the back and the legs. And then give yourself a nice hug and pat yourself on the back. Rock a little bit here. Say, good job. It has been so fun to be with you. I love you so much. Say nice things to yourself. And then switch the way you're crossing your arms. Give yourself another nice hug, patting, a little tapping on the back. And then begin to bring your arms down. And you can either rest them out to the side on the floor. Palms up is a nice open position for the chest. Hands on the belly, often nice too, can be comforting and soothing. And then beginning to let go of the effort now so that your body starts to settle. You can feel the weight of your head and the weight of your arms and the weight of your body. And then thinking about how you can position your body so that you're comfortable. So you may want to keep the knees bent. You may want to put a blanket or a pillow under your knees as you stretch your legs out onto the floor. You could also put your legs up on a chair or on the sofa. This is a really nice position for the legs if they're you have pain in the low back or tension in the hamstrings. So get yourself situated so you can be comfortable. You might want to add some clothing or maybe put a nice blanket on top. So get into a position where you can be still for the next few minutes. We're going to take a couple of breaths with a sigh to help us to settle here. So wherever you are in your breath cycle, please inhale. Now exhale through your mouth. We'll do that again, and if you haven't already, close your eyes on this one. And just feel the support of the floor. There's nothing to do, nothing at all. You don't even have to try to breathe. Your body knows how to breathe on its own. As you begin to settle for Shavasana, rest. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. May we all be safe. May we all be happy. May we all be healthy. May we all live with ease. May we all live in peace. So I encourage you to stay on your mat here for another 5 minutes, 10 minutes if you got it. If you happen to fall asleep, that's totally fine. Just be still. And for some people, it is challenging to be still. So if that's the case for you, see if you can just stay for 12 breaths. You may notice even if you try that you end up staying a little bit longer. I look forward to seeing you the next time. Namaste.